Hello guys, and welcome to another exciting episode of Know Your Faith series. Now on today's episode, we'll be talking about something that is very common amongst us Christians. It's saying there's this thing that people say when they are comparing the Old Testament and the New Testament, and they go, oh no, that's the God of the Old Testament. Or no, God cannot do like that. That's the way he used to do before. This is the one in the New Testament, I know. And if you check it, it's usually as a result of selective reading. So people feel like there's the God of the Old Testament and then there's the God of the New Testament. But on today's episode of Know Your Faith series, we're going to really look in depth and try to understand whether it's possible that God actually changed. Now, the Bible is actually very clear about the unchanging nature of God. And we see this in James chapter 1, verse 17, which says that every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. So St. James there is already telling us that there's no way God can change. And then again, we see in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8, says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So a lot of people will read the Old Testament and see, God of violence. If you do anyhow, will strike you down. And that's the way. And this is mainly because of the popular stories that we seem to pick up from the Old Testament. And those were situations of people facing God's wrath. And then contrast now to the New Testament, we see a lot of, God is loving, God is love, and all this. But it's very, very clear. And we see this in the New Testament in 1 John chapter 4, verse 8, which clearly says that God is love. But does it mean that he's only, kind of like your grandparents kind of stuff, where even if you do wrong, they'll never actually correct you? Now, this is wrong. Because if we check it, even in Acts of the Apostles, chapter 5, verse 1 to 11, consider the story of Ananias and Sapphira. So if we check their story, they were wrong and they actually faced the wrath of God. And it's not just them. We can see it also in the New Testament. We can see where even Jesus himself warns his apostle. He says in Luke chapter 12, verse 5, "But I will warn you whom to fear. Fear him who after he has killed has authority to cast you into hell. Yes, I tell you, fear him." So he's talking about God, despite the fact that he has told the apostles already that, Jesus is, God is love and is all caring. But he also reminds them to try as much as possible to avoid the wrath of God. On the other hand, when we go to the Old Testament, we think that it's a whole lot of violence. God is giving everybody bas bows, and all those kind of stuff. But if you actually check it, there's so many places in the Old Testament where we see that God is still the same. And we see in Psalm 103, verse 8 to 10, in Exodus 34, verse 6 to 7, the Old Testament describes God as a merciful and gracious God, slow to anger, abundant in love. And also in Exodus, we see that it says he does not deal with us according to our iniquities. Imagine that God decided to actually deal with us according to the way we sin. Just think about it. So it's very, very wrong to assume that, okay, the Old Testament had a different God and that one was God of, if you do anyhow, I'll change it for you. And then in the New Testament, it's only love, love, love. The truth is this, that the grace of God can be traced. You can even trace the grace of God back to the Old Testament, as we see in the New Testament. So it's everywhere. People who have faced the wrath of God have also been able to face the other side of the coin. That's the love of God. And we see in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, where the prophet writes, "Behold, his soul is puffed up. It is not upright within him, but the righteous shall live by faith." There he's talking about the fact that although that we are sinners, this is in the Old Testament, and he's saying that although we are sinners, we still have that grace in God to try and still have that, constant communication with him. And it is probably common knowledge, and we can see that all authors in the Bible would probably agree that God's love and judgment are just two sides of the same coin. So it's not about saying the Old Testament was God of this and New Testament is God of this. No, God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So they're the idea. Okay, that's the way they used to do in the Old Testament. Yes, we agree that Jesus did come and he gave us just two commandments, love yourself, love your neighbor. But if you actually check it it's just a summary of the 10 commandments. So it's the same thing. Jesus did not come to say we're changing everything, forget what God has told you, this is now the new way. No, he was only trying to, highlight the key points and just to summarize, just so we can understand. So there is no God of Old Testament and God of New Testament. God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please feel free, if you liked the today's episode, please share to your friends, family, and subscribe to our channel at Dominican Media Presents. You can also visit our website, www.dominicanmedia.com.ng, to find out ways in which you can be of support. And until I come your way next time, be bold and be Catholic.